Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into a super practical conversational toolkit from Kanchan. If you've ever found yourself just freezing up in the middle of an English conversation, well, you're not alone. We're going to go over some really effective strategies to help you cut down on that hesitation and actually start building real fluency. There's this brilliant quote that perfectly captures both the problem and the solution. It goes, "Without questions, no conversation can last even a minute." Think about it. Asking questions is basically the engine of any dialogue. It gives you control, it takes the pressure off you to constantly invent new topics, and most importantly, it keeps the conversation alive and flowing completely naturally. The source material actually maps out over 300 versatile answers. It shows us how just one simple question can fan out into a whole multitude of contextual responses. So it's really about building this flexible mental library, right? That way, you're rarely caught off guard, no matter who it is you're talking to. To make all this easy to digest, the toolkit is broken down into 6 main areas. We've got the secret to conversations, breaking the ice, discussing work and life, socializing and making plans, navigating practical daily situations, and finally, talking about time. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, the secret to conversations, controlling the flow with the one-to-many technique. So, take a really common question like, why are you learning English? Instead of just leaning on one generic answer every single time, the strategy here is to have multiple responses ready to go, all based on your actual current goal. Maybe you love learning new languages, maybe you want to travel, or maybe it's to get a better job. Having these specific variations in your back pocket gives you incredible conversational agility. Moving right along to section 2, breaking the ice, introductions and basic geography. Now, a very frequent but totally avoidable error happens right at the beginning of a chat. Starting off an introduction with the word myself, something like myself Kanchan, is actually structurally incorrect, and it just sounds a bit unnatural. If you confidently use I am or my name is instead, it instantly polishes that vital first impression. And when someone throws out another standard icebreaker like, where do you live? Notice how your answer really needs to scale depending entirely on the context. Say you're abroad, you'd answer, I live in India. But if you're already in India, you'd say, I live in Chandigarh. And if you're talking to a local in your own city, then you'd get specific. I live in Sector 36. It's a great reminder to adjust your response to whoever is listening. Let's just pause for a second here. What do you do? If someone literally walked right up to you and asked about your profession right now, how would you answer? Did it sound confident in your head? That brings us to section 3, discussing work and life, professional and personal status. There is a wonderfully useful idiom we can use here. I am between jobs. If you happen to be out of work, bluntly saying I am unemployed can honestly sometimes drag the whole conversation down. But saying you're between jobs? Well, that's a beautifully tactful, optimistic alternative. It signals that you're actively seeking new opportunities without making things awkward. Okay, here's another really common disruption to the conversational flow. If you use the word years when you're stating your age, you absolutely must follow it up with the word old. Just saying I am 32 years sounds kind of unfinished. So you either say I am 32 years old, or you keep it simple and just say I am 32. Time for section 4, socializing and making plans, food, friends, and outings. Imagine you're at a gathering and the host asks if you want tea or coffee. If you genuinely don't have a preference between the two, the phrase, I don't mind either, is an absolutely perfect tool. It keeps the interaction totally smooth, and it instantly puts the host at ease because you're being so accommodating. And when someone asks, how was your day? Try ending your positive answer with a simple, and yours. Doing this immediately tosses that conversational ball right back to them. It's a really simple, but honestly golden rule to keep the interaction going effortlessly. You never want to let the ball just drop on your side of the court. On to section 5, navigating practical daily situations, shopping, and navigation. Picture yourself in a clothing store. A clerk might ask for your measurements using a few different rapid-fire variations, like, what size are you? What's your size? Or maybe, what size do you take? Knowing these variations ahead of time completely stops you from freezing up right there in the middle of the aisle. Basically, memorizing a few specific transactional question and answer pairs can just completely erase your hesitation. If you know exactly how to ask, can I try this shirt on? Or how to request a smaller size? Or simply ask, how much is it? It makes the whole shopping experience entirely stress-free. And finally, Section 6, talking about time, schedules, and clocks. There is actually a big difference between digital time and spoken time. Instead of just coldly reading digital numbers off a phone like 4:45 or 5:15, using terms like quarter to 5 or quarter past 5 makes your spoken English sound so much more fluid and, quite frankly, a lot more natural. Also, when dealing with recent history, you can really efficiently explain when things happened by simply anchoring the event to the past. Like, she left 1 hour ago, or she arrived half an hour ago. You don't need exact timestamps for everything. This kind of relational time is exactly how fluent speakers actually communicate in the real world. Well, we've covered some incredible ground today. So, my final provocative question for you is this. What single question will you confidently ask to spark your very next conversation? Now that you've got this entire toolkit ready to go, the only thing left to do is step out into the real world, take control, and start asking. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.